All right. All right. All right. Let's see. Let's see. G Button's in the building. What's up, G Button? Appreciate you. Appreciate you tapping in. Daniel, welcome into the stream. Fallon's in the building. Shelby, welcome in. I appreciate you being here. Let's see. I think we're back. Manifesta. Bino's in here. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. How we looking? How we sounding? How we feeling? How we looking? How we looking? Is everything good? Everything good? Everything good? Let me know. Let me know. Pets fam, welcome in. Eris, welcome in over here. Nova's back over here. Let's go. Kieran, Carla, welcome in. Sounds good. Looks good. Nothing too glitchy. I mean, glitches happen. It happens. But my Wi-Fi went out. Wi-Fi went out there for a minute. So it kicked me off of everything. Okay. I think we're chilling. I think we're good. Let me give it just a second. I got to get Hunter back in here. Hopefully, I know he had to go, so I'm hoping he can get back in here. Oh, that sucks. That's unfortunate. All right, we're gonna mess around for a little bit. Y'all tap the screen. Let's get. I mean, unfortunately, we're going crazy for a moment there. We've been on live for like 3 hours. Evelyn, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. We were going crazy there, and things were going so well. and then all hell broke loose, and my Wi-Fi went out, and everything shut down, and Pro Tools just like left. And I was like, "What's going on?" Okay, so hopefully I can get everything back and running here. Let's see. Evelyn, yeah, we were literally just in the middle of a 3-hour live. We had already been on for 3 hours, and then my Wi-Fi went out and it shut everything down. So I actually do have a big line right now. You can sit in absolutely any genre, any level of preparedness, any quality, any style. We do these long 30-minute consultations for artists, producers, songwriters, engineers, all the way across the board. So that's the structure of what we do. Each of the breakdowns are about 20 to 30 minutes a piece. We usually go through, Thea's back in, let's go Thea. We usually go through a couple different times, 2 or 3 different times through your song to get through the structure and really get into the details of it. It's an incredibly detailed structure and consultation. So I would love for you to hang out for a little bit. It's a pretty, Andrew's back in here, Thea's back in here, beautiful. Just waiting on Hunter. I'm just waiting on Hunter to get him back in here. Let's see. No, literally. Shane, thanks for tapping in. Oh, that's amazing. I love that. Yeah. If you want to look at submitting and kind of look at the process, you could go to my profile and click on the link. We're live on 2 other platforms as well, the red app and the purple app. You can find those details over on my profile and at my link as well. And that's where you can see the line, the order, the minimum, stuff like that. I'm going to hear probably 4 or 5 more songs today. Akio's back in here. Let's go, Akio. We got Akio back in the building. As soon as Hunter hops in, we're ready to go. As soon as Hunter hops in, we're ready to go. Sorry for those of you who are, and we had like 35 people. We had like 35 people in here, and then my Wi-Fi went out. Mature, welcome in. Good to see you, Shane. I appreciate you. Your song's on there. It's just way down right now, Akio. It's way down right now. We got a bunch of people ahead of you. So at your current state, it probably wouldn't get heard tonight because I only have time for about 4 or 5 songs left. Which you could always see the order there. So you can move forward if you want to, or I can have it saved for Monday. Either way, Evelyn, thank you so much for the rose. I appreciate that a lot. If anyone happens to be following Hunter, he was the song we were just listening to. If anyone was following Hunter, then please send out the live to them. I don't think it'll let me send it out to him right now. I need to get Hunter in here so I can move through the next couple songs. Yeah, like right now I've got Hunter who we're listening to right now. I've got Aries. Yeah, that's up to you. Yeah, you can. I've got, so I could, the list is always up on the other platforms if you want to check it, Akio. You can see exactly where everything is. Yours is actually below the line right there. But you can see where everyone else is so you know where you have to put yourself if you would like to. So right now I've got the song we're listening to. I've got Eris. Then we have Fallon, Thea, Andrew, Danielle, Matthew, McKay, Nova, then Akio. That's where it's at right now. Yours is right below the line that's shown on the camera over there. But let me... Yeah. Let me see a few things though. Let me see if I can send it to Hunter. Let's see if it'll let me do it. Dude, I'm so ready. Eris. I'm so ready. Give me a second. I know he had to leave a little bit too, so I'm hoping they followed. Majorana, thank you. Or is it Major Anna or Majorana? Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. Sorry, y'all were in the middle. I just had to hop off because of, or I was kicked off by some, Wi-Fi issues. Zalaid, thank you so much for the follow as well. I really appreciate y'all. There's been so many amazing people coming in today. I really appreciate that. Thank y'all for the follow as well. Okay, hold on one second. I'm trying to see if I can. We were already on live for like. We were already on live for like 3 hours, and then my Wi-Fi went out, which is great. I love that. But let me see. Let me see if anyone else can send it to Hunter Davidson. That'd be amazing. I don't think it's gonna let me from here. Let me see. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. I love disco. Disco's fun. We were in the middle of all the action, and then I got cut off. Let me post on my story really quick. Let everyone know we're back. Because I think Hunter saw that. We are back. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if I've heard that specifically, so that does sound exciting. Okay, let me see if I can't. I hope they followed. Give me 1 second, y'all. I think they saw my story, so I'm gonna try to send it to them if they're still up. I know they were about to have to head out, so I hope I can catch them. There we go. Follow back, Hunter. Okay, 1 second, y'all. Sorry for the silence, y'all, as we're getting things flowing. I'm just we were in the middle of a 3-hour. Had already been on for 3 hours doing consultations for artists and stuff, and then my Wi-Fi went out and it closed everything. I had to re-log into everything and reset all of my apps on here. So it's been a little bit chaotic, but that's hence the pausing and me reading and stuff. This is not typically how the live goes. Let me just try to get things back rolling again, because we were in the middle of really moving through. We had already gotten through like 10 songs and had, I think, 4 or 5 more. So I'm back on. Let me shoot him a message. But yeah, if y'all are over on TikTok, tap the screen, share it the live with a few people. We're also live on a couple other platforms right now. So I sent it to, let me see if it'll let me. Boom, 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 boom. Sua, welcome in. Lucio, I appreciate you tapping in. Thank you for being here. Yeah, we're in the middle of a bunch of consultations right now for a bunch of artists. I'm trying to get them back in here. I just had to hop off because of my Wi-Fi, and then we're going to get straight back into the music. So I just sent a message to Hunter. If Hunter doesn't hop in probably the next couple minutes, then I'll go ahead and move back to Eris so that we can get through Fallon, Thea, Andrew, Danielle. But let me just see I'm going to give him a moment to see his message, and then hopefully we'll be good to go. What are y'all up to today? While we're waiting, while we're just, I'm trying to see if this artist can come back in. What are y'all up to? What are y'all doing? Okay, sent that. Fantastic. Writing like crazy. No, I like to hear it. Just chilling at home. Bree Squared, welcome in. Bree Squared, I feel appreciate you tapping in. I'm trying to get another MIDI controller in here. I like this one, actually. I like it a lot. I've used it a lot. But when I'm doing like piano, organ, Rhodes, CB20 stuff, I want something with weighted keys. And so I've got plenty of synths behind me that have synth key beds, like guitar key beds and stuff like that. So I don't need a MIDI controller with a synth key bed because I'm just gonna play my analog synths when I want another key bed. So I would like to get another MIDI controller. I'll probably just get an 88 probably, just because I do miss having a full key bed. Right now I have 61. I have this little guy. Do you do mastering? Yes, I do. In fact, I'm probably going to be pretty soon upgrading my analog mastering chain. Right now, I just do it all in the box, which is fine. But this is what I use right now. This is a Keylab 61, Essential 61, and I want to get an 88, so I have a little bit more flexibility in weighted keys. Rose should be on every song ever. I agree. I don't mind that. I don't mind that hot take right there. That's a. In fact, while we're sitting here, while we're waiting just for a couple more minutes, and once again, if anybody, I thought you'd be from NYC, dude. Thank you, dude. Thank you. NYC's a vibe. I like NYC. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I would want to live in NYC, but I do. I've been several times because of the Yankees hat. Yeah, I'm a poser. I'm a poser with the Yankees hat. I do like NYC a lot. I've been a couple times. I do like it. I like the energy in the city. I know a guy who has a studio in NYC and in Albany, and he's got a solid studio up there. So I do like it. I do like it up there a lot. Courtney, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. I don't know if I could say it's just I'm in the phase of my life right now where all I want to do is like create in beautiful places. So like I just want to like live a simple laid back, chill, removed life, and then collaborate with amazing people all over the world and just be at peace. I'm a little tired of like we were in, most of you all know we were in Dallas for a couple years, about 2.5 years. And that was fun, and it was good for us. I had a studio up there for a while. It was fun, but I also just like we want to like be. Jaden is Dutch and lives over the EU. Lacey, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. And King, thank you for the follow as well. I want to be in the mountains by a stream in a cabin that also happens to have phenomenal Wi-Fi so that I can keep all of my plugin licenses up to date. Logan, thank you for the follow. Like that's the yeah, like we'll pause on that. Maybe not so much. But that's kind of the vibes that we're on. I don't know if I want to. Well, maybe I don't know. Yeah, okay. That makes. I was like, pause. Hold on. Maybe not that far. Think of Tennessee or Georgia. Yeah. So I did some session work in Georgia for a while. It was pretty. It was really, really pretty. I've been to Nashville a couple times. Nashville is great. Libby and I both want to. For those of you who don't know, Libby, Elizabeth, my wife, we want to move north. We want to move north. So we're thinking like Pacific Northwest, maybe New England. We kind of want to ghost a little bit. We would like to be like out in the mountains. I live in the middle of nowhere in Wisconsin. I get 100%. Logan, you can submit. It's very limited submissions here at the very end right now, just because we're actually at the very end of a live, even though we're 13 minutes into this one. I had to hop off because of some Wi-Fi issues. I'm not seeing Hunter right now, so I am. Thankfully, we got through a little bit of his stuff. But if he shoots me a message and responds, then I'll send him another breakdown or something like that. Yeah, we're towards the end. You can submit. I just only have time for probably about 4 songs realistically. It's already late. I've already been on for like 3.5, 4 hours almost already. So I'm probably only going to take about 4 more songs. So you can submit, you can skip, but it would have to be pretty high. It would be a pretty top one. Eris, I'm going to go ahead and jump straight into your track, Eris. And then, and then I'm going to give like 2 minutes for Hunter to see his message. If he doesn't see the message, then I follow him back and send him a message. If that doesn't work, then I'll go to move to Eris, and then we'll jump back into Danielle, Thea. I got you in there, Thea, as well. Andrew, if they're still in here. But while I wait for this 2 minutes, let's pull up a Rhodes. Where's my stage 73? I love this stage 73. Where are you at? I would love to. If I had room, I would get a Rhodes in here. A Rhodes or like a CP20 or something like that. Oh, here we go. There's Andrew. Beautiful Andrew. Appreciate it. Hold on. Let's see. Let's switch over here for a second. There's my Rhodes. There it is. Danielle said every song needs a roads, and I agree. Come on, dude. Come on with that beauty. That's a 74, so let's go to a 73. And let's go into my, where's my pedal effects here? Yeah, there's a pedal we need, our stereo pan. Oh, there she is. Come on. Yeah. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it. I love it. It's so true. Oh, I was on my message, but it sounds good. Okay, sounds good, Manifest. I got you. Got you. Okay, let's get back into it, y'all. I'm hopefully I see Hunter here very, very soon. Let's get back into some music. I'm gonna keep his file up there, so hopefully I can jump back into it quickly. So far. Let me keep all of this updated real quick. And make sure that I have everything ready to go here. Sorry for that little glitch, y'all. That's annoying. And I'm probably gonna go ahead. The thing is, like, when I close the line, it just butchers the algorithm. I don't want that to happen, but y'all keep tapping the screen. It'll help if y'all, because I know we had like 35 people in here a second ago, and then I had to hop off, which is just so annoying. So if y'all can tap the screen like crazy, share out the live with a few people, that'd be awesome. Let me get this refreshed over here. Andrew, I got you. I got to run Eris, because there's what they were. Hunter was in the middle of two songs, so we were doing. I can switch back over here too. We had Eris, Hunter, Eris, and then Hunter isn't here, so Eris is back in. So we're gonna go Eris. Eris' second track here, really quick, and then we'll move into. I think I have Thea, Danielle, Andrew, let me get you boosted as well. So let me get you where you need to be. I appreciate y'all's patience. It's been a wild ride today. It has been a very wild ride. But if y'all would help me out with the algorithm just a little bit, just because I know we hit a little wrench in the system there with my Wi-Fi shutting down everything we do. I'm trying to go more and more analog. Yes, Fallon, you're up there. So I've got Fallon, Andrew, Thea, Danielle, Matthew, McKay, Nova, Akio, Coldon, etc. So that's where I've got everyone right now. I got time for probably, I mean, again, it's already been a very long live. This is going to end up being a 5-hour live stream after working for 7 hours today already. 7-8 hours on music already today. So I do need to like rest my ears at some point. So I'm going to get through probably the next 4, realistically, the next 4 songs. 4, 5, probably 5 total. I think I have 5 left. And then I gotta call it. Okay. I'm gonna try to go at a good pace here. I gotta look up a different track here real quick. Eris. I'm looking for higher right here. Okay, beautiful. Thank y'all for joining. I really appreciate you. Thanks for tapping in today. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to close the line here because I don't want it to get confusing. I've got a huge stack. I've got a huge line of people right now. And I don't want it to get confusing. So y'all can definitely still follow, still tap in, be a part of the community. It's amazing musical community. Some of the most phenomenal people here. Raccoon, Raccoon, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Mr. Raccoon to you, actually. I should be respectful. Let me go ahead and throw this up there, and let me close it down over here, and then we'll get to the next 5. Get through the next 5. That's what I can agree to tonight, and then I'll save everyone else. It's been a wild ride today, y'all. All right, boom. So those of you on the board, y'all are on the board. You're ready to go. All right, this is Higher by Eris. Let's dive in, y'all. I've heard a version of this right now. It's like about ready to go?
I can take them one by one. I can rest. There's higher places I can reach. And I you're the only one I see that can get higher than me. So hold on tight. Take me higher.
Got you. I got you. Yeah, the music's been amazing. It's been amazing. What's up, Joel? Good to see you, man. Hope your day's been amazing. It's a great bass line.
It's a new thing we could try to do tonight. Out in the light, just crossing lines, alright. Can I kiss you one more
A little manual help on that, all right, still a little bit. All right. It's such a good song, man. So catchy. I've heard the song before and it's still so good. Bass is super full. That was you? Okay, hell yeah. Let's go. Woo! Catchy as hell. We can move quick through this one because I've heard it before. I really like this bass line. It's simple, but it's really cool. That little movement right there is fantastic. Y'all, show some love. Give it up on time. Placing the ad-lib in the file course. Okay, cool. Let's get into it. I've heard the song before. Most of the structure that we have here I've heard before. So we're gonna dive into it. We're gonna jump into it. We're gonna get into some of these details. I'm gonna bullet point a couple things so we can move it. I can move at a good pace because I know a lot of y'all been hanging out for a while, and I want to be a little sharper. I got a little reset in that 3 minutes I was fixing the Wi-Fi. So we're gonna move pretty sharp. First introductory snare still needs some beef. That cuts in way back still. I still feel like this snare here. That still needs, I feel like that still needs to be a little bit more forward. You have a nice little like delay on it as well. I think all that energy right there is good, but what I would probably do, I think you boost it at 5 dB. It could even just be the weight of it. What you might want to do, that's 5 dB up. It still feels a little soft compared to the other one. What you might want to do, I wouldn't even, what you probably just want to do is, I like the high frequency, boost that it has and the delay that's on it, right? Maybe a little, but so I like the profile of it, right? I like the aesthetic of it. What I would probably, it just needs to snap though. So what you probably should just do is layer the actual snare under it. Layer the actual snare under it so you get that big, thick, juicy snare that's throughout most of the song, and then it's just layered with this kind of like tambourine and delay over the top. You know what I mean? Like it just has a layer over it that gives you right at the end right there, but you have a little bit more punch behind it. I just want to hear like the actual snare kick in, right? With a little bit more weight, a little bit more juice, but with the effects that you bring in. I think the other snare sample that's there is just maybe a little bit lower attack. It's not nearly as transient and punchy. So you might just want to reframe it a little bit and just layer the other snare in there so you still have the beef, maybe just turn it down a whole bunch. You still have the beef, you still have that juiciness in there, but at the same time, you still get the effects that you're looking over the top right here. Because it still falls a little bit as a transition, especially a first transition, still falls a little bit flat to me, and I think we can amp it up a little bit. And then really the only other thing, I'm going to let it play for a little bit here. I want to get verse and hook. I'm going to let it play straight through verse hook. And then the only other thing that I'm hearing is this lead vocal to me feels very suppressed. It feels, I don't know if there's soothe on it. I don't know if there's something that's happening that's really, Jason, thank you for the follow, very surgical that's happening. I'm not feeling any jump out of it, right? Second verse pitch, yeah, the all right needs to come up another like 20 cents on the manual tuning on the vocal on the on the all right. So that needs to come up just a hair. But I'm not getting any life out of this vocal. It feels very like restrained through EQ and compression. It feels like it doesn't really cut out of the mix or cut through the mix. So just be careful, because what it's doing is great. The vocal itself is great. The track itself is vibrant. Like the production, what the vocal is singing, the melodies that they have, all beautiful, all that's fantastic. But it doesn't jump out. So it does feel like maybe it's been a little bit surgically carved in the mids a little bit, where anything that could resonate, anything that could kind of punch out is being suppressed and held back. It kind of sounds like Soothe, to be honest with you. Like, it kind of sounds like something's happening that's limiting anything from jumping out of the mix. If that is there, I don't really like Soothe, but if you are using it, to each their own, just dial it back by 80%. You know what I mean? Drums are too loud mix-wise. Yeah, there's kind of an imbalance a little bit there. So as you move this forward, it's at 99%, but that 1% is really powerful, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, it's that 1% that really, really makes a difference. So I think that, yeah, the drums can be rebalanced a little bit, and then reintroduce some like mids and highs back into that vocal, loosen up the compression threshold a little bit. If there's Soothe on there, back off of Soothe by like 90%. Just let the vocal breathe a little bit. It feels like it's kind of being choked out in the mix a little bit. And I would love to just hear more of that vocal cut through, because he's got a great voice, it's great lyric structure, it's catchy as hell. So we could let this track breathe a little bit. I think it'll be so much more dynamic. But those are the two things. I want to hear that snare kick in. I want it to be sharp and punchy, and then I want this vocal to breathe, because it's a good vocal. It's a good vocal all the way through. I love the layers in the background. Maybe even a little bit over de-essed as well. So yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of suppression happening, right? So whether that's through something like Soothe, like something that's doing some resonant suppression like Soothe, or Goldfoss, or whatever it may be, surgical EQs, over de-essing, where the natural phrasing is kind of lost, and the natural like life of the high end of the vocal is lost a little bit. Because even like if I go to my de-esser, really, yeah, it's definitely Soothe. Yeah, I'm not Soothe is just too easily butchered. I don't like Soothe. Yeah. Just be, if you're, my opinion is kind of like, don't use it. But if you use it, if it is just a helpful tool for you, and it does seem to get you 40% farther than you typically would go in the time frame, use it, right? There's nothing wrong with it. There's a lot of great engineers that do love it. But the thing that I'm hearing right now is the reason why I don't like it, is it is so easy to abuse. It is, you just dial it 5% too far, and you have the most like sterile, lifeless, no dynamic range, completely suppressed vocal that you can hear, right? And you try to make up with it within fresh air, and then you just have like a hissy suppressed vocal. Like, it just, those two plugins are abused more than any other plugin I've ever heard, right? Thank you for the heartbeat, Fallon. I appreciate it. Do on the drums, listening with AirPods, they are slightly above everything. 100%. So in my opinion, you got to think, what is Soothe doing for you? Like, what do you think it is offering to the mix that Soothe is, like, what pain point is Soothe fixing for you? Or is it a gut reaction? Yes, the queue is very long. We're actually going to get into just a couple more songs here at the end, and then the line is closed though. Make sure y'all are following though. We will be live again on Monday. I'll be off tomorrow, working on some other projects, but on Monday I'll be back live again. Figure out, like, make sure if you're going to use something like Soothe, you know exactly what the pain point is. And you know exactly why Soothe is fixing it. The vocal production and processing. So that would be a question I would kind of notch out with each other and go back and forth. Yeah. Like, and just listen to it back and forth. I tell you, like, I get sessions from people all the time. 90% of the time, if there's Soothe on there, I'll be like, hey, turn that off, send it back. And they turn it back. And I'm like, this is already better. It already sounds like I mixed it just by turning it off. Just because all of a sudden the vocal just breathes. It's got dynamics. It's got resonance. Like, resonance is just sound. You don't want to suppress all of your resonance. Resonance is just sound, just frequency, right? So we want things to cut in. We want them to move forward in the mix and actually jump out a little bit, so there's distinction, there's clarity, and natural emoting of the vocal, right? If we suppress and compress all of that, then it just flatlines everything, and the mix will just feel like there's a brick wall over it that nothing can get past, and that's where you lose a lot of life. A record like this, it needs life, right? It's a vibey track, man. It's powerful. It's dynamic. It needs that lift. So let me get to the outro now, because I've heard everything else. Those are the two major things that we need to dig into. I think if you can knock that stuff out, if you can kind of reframe the way that you're processing that vocal and let it breathe a little bit, I don't see any reason why that vocal can't jump out of the mix and be almost like I can almost see this as like a Weekend / Charlie Puth / like, you know what I mean? It's got some funky, bass tones and movements in there. It's got a cool drive to it. Like I mentioned, Kavinsky Renegade has got a cool vibe to it. Like that, to me, I think if you can knock that out, this is going to be so much better, because the song is good, and that's what matters more than anything. The song is good. The last thing you want is for the mix to restrain the song. Usually, I'd bias the other way. I'd rather you like not mix this and put it out as a great song that's just really, really vibey than over mix it and over produce it in a way that actually removes a lot of the original energy that you had in there. All right, let me just hear the last hook here, because I like these last dynamics, and then we'll move on. I think, Fallon, you're up next.
You take me higher, you take me higher,
Come on.
higher,
This is great, man. It's a great.
you take me higher, you take me higher, you take me higher, take me higher.
And honestly, there might be some Sooth on the master. Double check that. Never do that. If there's Sooth on the master, it might be. The whole mix feels a little bit over controlled. So just double check a few of those things, right? Like double check if there's like any issues like that. If there's anything that's like over limited, over compressed, over suppressed, over de-essed, all of those things, check on some of that, because the whole mix to me feels like it's being like tackled and bear hugged right now. It's got no room to go anywhere. And that's keeping you, when I hear this bum, 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 I want that to leap out of the mix. You know what? I want that to hit me in the chest. I want it to, but not just because he boosted 80 hertz. Like I want it to feel really vibrant, right? And I think we're missing some of that. So yeah, double check some of those things. My like overarching point is like loosen the mix. Let it breathe a little bit. Let everything kind of jump out a little bit more, and you'll feel the dynamics. You'll feel the energy and the life so much more. Because it's such a cool production, man. It's so good.
Take me higher. Woo!
I love this track, man. I really love it. It's great. Great outro, great structure. It's catchy as hell. It's very commercial. Yeah, I mean, you have a fantastic record on your hands. You've got a placeable, syncable, playlistable, radio-ready track here that, like, from a structural standpoint, is everything that you want from a pop, like a modern, like clubby pop record. Like it's so good. It's so good. So don't let anything rob you of that, especially energy in the mix, right? Don't let anything rob you of that. It's such a good record, man. Y'all show some love to Eris. That's the man, the myth, the legend, man. If y'all knew Manifesta, who's also a fantastic producer, that's who this is, in combination with another artist as well. So please show some love to Manifesta. Show some love to Eris, who's right here in the chat. Dude, once you get the song where it's supposed to be, it's game over. It's a really, really, really well-structured song. Very tastefully done, well-produced. Yep. I could hear that 100%, Daniel. I could hear that. Okay, let's keep it flowing, y'all. We're moving and grooving now. We got Fallon in the building. Fallon, hop in the chat. So right now, yeah, I can 100% hear that. I can 100% hear that. I got Fallon, Andrew, Thea, Danielle. Those are going to close this up right now. Fallon, hop in the chat. Let me know that you're here. There's Fallon right there. So we're going to bring this down to 3 left after this. Lines are closed, but make sure y'all are following. We'll be live back again Monday. I will be off tomorrow, but still make sure you're following. Definitely tap in. I'll be around. I just won't be live. There's Fallon in the building. Fallon, I've got your file right here. It's been a while. It has been a while. I'm so glad you're here, Fallon. Thank you for tapping in today. This is a demo, but wanted you to see the growth from the beginning and open to suggestions. Let's get into it. Yeah, Fallon, talk to me. Talk to me about the record. Talk to me. Taser, welcome in. Talk to me about your role in the song, any instrumentation, how you're approaching mix, like things like that. You know the deal better than most. You've been here for a couple years. So good to see your name pop up in the chat. I appreciate you tapping in today. Let's get into it. This is called My Time by Fallon Lee Music right here in the chat. Let's get it downloaded. Boom.
I got a long list of vices.
AI production, right? I'm gonna back it up a little bit. I think the production's AI, just so I can kind of listen for the right things. It always turns it down on the second listen for some reason. I don't know why.
I got a long list of vices. I know some by name. And giving up on trying.
Such a good voice, Fallon.
It's the same. Damn, I should know better than to play all your games. Then you call me baby. Same time, same place. If it's bad for me, why does it feel so good? Deep down, I know I shouldn't be here on Saturday night. Fun for a while, but a waste of my time. Leave my number
Awesome.
if you can. I'll avoid your neighborhood. Being wrong never felt so right. You can waste all of my time. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Just missed your call. Waited up all night.
Yeah.
Or is it
Oh, your voice sounds so awesome.
Damn, I should know better than to break your fall. Don't call me baby when I'm at your place. If it's better for me, why does it feel so good? Deep down, I know I shouldn't be here on Saturday night. Fun for a while, but a waste of my time. Leave my number if you can. I'll avoid your neighborhood. Being wrong never felt so right. You can waste all of my time. If it's bad for me, why does it feel so good?
So this was generated, right? And then you're retracking the instrumentation, right? With like session musicians.
Saturday night. Fun for a while, but a waste of my time.
Structure's great. Structure's awesome. Okay, perfect. Nice. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, perfect. Beautiful. I can't wait. Killer voice, Fallon. Yeah, absolutely killer vocal structure here. Really, really well done. Y'all show some love to Fallon Lee right here in the music. Love what you do. This was just the way we had to do it to be able to have yeah, makes sense. I know a couple of other people that are doing exactly what you're doing, where and in fact, I just worked for a client right now where I did this whole medley of like 10 different artists on a song. It's like a big cipher kind of a thing, like a pop cipher, I guess. I don't know what you would call that. But anyways, it had like 10 different artists on it, and the guy that was kind of executive producing the whole thing, he sent me an AI track, and so he's like, "This is the production that here's the AI track that I sent to all of the artists to have them track random verses on. Can you reproduce it and then mix everybody?" And that's what I did. So that actually happens fairly often. I've only done a couple tracks like that, but where someone has generated something like, "Hey, can you just play all the instruments and can you produce it from scratch and then build up from there?" My producer's in a different state, so it's been cool. I can't wait to hear it redone. Yeah, beautiful. I love it. All right, let's get into it. Y'all show some love to Fallon Lee Music right here in the chat. That's the family right there. We love Fallon. Incredibly talented. Good people too. Trying to make We Are the World cipher. Yeah, pretty much, man. Pretty much. It was a kind of a nightmare of a project. I'll be honest with you. I won't be doing that kind of project again in that format because I had 10 different people and 10 different like knowledges of music. So I had someone who recorded it on a different beat and they had to send it. So I had someone record in a different BPM than the track that I produced. I had to like retime his entire vocal, recorded in a different key. And I have 2 or 3 people recording professionally. The rest of them recording in the middle of a room. I had one guy record in the middle of the room while the song was playing. So he recorded himself to the song in the room and then sent that track from his phone. a nightmare. It was rough. It was very, very rough. Anyways, so I shouldn't send you my 30 track AI record to redo. I mean, hey, Danielle, you know what? At that point, that's where I switch into business mode, where I'm like, hey, for the right cost, I'll do just about anything, but I won't be happy about it. Don't expect smiley conversation. I just won't be happy about it. But for the right price, I am just happy to be working in music full time. So feel free. But it comes with a fee. It comes with a fee. I've worked on some shitty records. I'll just say that. I'll do it, but I won't like it. It's about how I live my life these days. I'll do it, but don't expect me to be excited about it. All right, let's run it from the top. Oh God. All right. I've had so many clients that I love and adore. I've also had many clients that I'll do it. I will do it. I can do it, but bro, like, take your dog into the next room so he's not barking in the background of your track. Not a joke, by the way. Just don't open the garage door halfway through singing your second hook and then say you can't retrack even though you have your mic at home. I wish I was joking. Okay, let's run it back for the top, Fallon. I'm off the walls. I'm distracted. This is My Time by Fallon Lee. Let's get into it. I had to raise my prices pretty quick when I first started getting records like that. I was like, I'm gonna spend way more time than this record is worth. I can't make this shit up. I can't make it up. No, those are real stories. And I said, I'm not charging enough. I'm gonna spend 7 hours on this record and make like no money off of it. It did it particularly with this. Unfortunately, this vocal I had to do a lot of melodyning to. So when you're pitching up a hook vocal like 3 semitones to make it fit the rest of the hooks, the dog sounds a little funky in the background when it's format shifted up to all hell. Anyways, okay. Side note, just never doing that again. I'll be like, hey, I don't think this is a good fit. Here's a couple other engineers I know. Anyways, let's focus. Yeah, you don't want like a little altar boy on a dog barking in the background.
I got a long list of vices. I know some by name.
All right, let's go, Fallon.
Giving up on trying, 'cause nothing is the same. Damn, I should've known better.
Beautiful harmony structure there too. Chef's kiss, love it.
And then to play all your games, then you call me baby. Same time, same place. If it's bad for me, why does it feel so good? Deep down, I know I shouldn't be here on Saturday night. Thought for a while, but a waste of my time. Leave my number if you can. I'll avoid your neighborhood. Being wrong never
I would love, I mean, goodness, exactly. It's a fantastic. It's already stuck in my head. It's already stuck in my head, and this is my first time ever hearing the song. It's a fabulous melody. It's well structured, well performed too. Like your emoting is there. I think you're doing a fantastic job. I wish there was on the B section of this hook right here. On the B section of this hook, I wish there was a little bit more articulation. It was a little bit more legible. I feel like I'm losing a little bit of the lyrics behind your own stacks there a little bit as well, and behind the blending of those melodies together, where I wish I just got a little bit more articulation between like your phrases right there, where I could like hear what you were saying a little bit clearer. I say that loosely because then I'll listen to because most of y'all know how I am, but I'll listen to another artist. I can't understand a single word that they're saying, and I love it because the vibe is there. But this is also country where like message and lyric and storytelling is forward. It's forward more than vibe and stuff. Like the story being told and the story being understood is probably the most important part about writing country music. And so that's the thing that I'm kind of listening for here is like what you're singing, the way that you're singing is fantastic. It's so good. It's so good. But yeah, I wish I had a little bit more clarity of phrasing, a little bit more clarity of like just like articulation of those words at the B section right here. I just lose it in the melody a little bit. And I wish I could hear that a little bit clearer. So whether or not you feel like you have the capacity to retrack that is up to you. I'm going to toss that out into the ether, right? And you can kind of do with that what you will. but from that kind of a vocal structure, I wish I had a little bit better clarity. Also, just preference, but I wish the second line of the chorus was shorter. Okay, I'll listen for that too. But yeah, I'll toss that out there. Do with that what you will, because I love everything about like your vocal performance. Like I love the way your voice sounds. It's so commercially ready. It really is, especially once this production is fully built out for you. Your voice is so commercially ready. It's so viable. Like people are going to eat it up. It's so good. You have such an amazing voice, and you're a great writer as well. So I don't want anything to stand in the way of that. I don't want anything to stand in the way of that. One being that people don't get the message, that they don't actually hear and understand what's being said. So let me back it up a little bit.
Deep down, I know I shouldn't be here on Saturday night.
I appreciate you. You've always been so open, and I always want to find that balance too of respecting people's creative decisions. Right? That's what I was saying. Is like I'll listen. I'll go straight from this to like listening to another song that I can't understand a single word that they're saying. But to me, it's prioritizing the genre and understanding the listeners of that genre and what they're there for. That's kind of right. Like it's different if this is like a lo-fi pop record or something like that, where it's like all filtered out and or it's it's just like a Bad Bunny song, and it's most of the lyric structure is a little bit more mumbled through, but it's vibe over message. The message is just a bonus. In this case, of course, it's like message and story over something else. And so it's like, man, you have a great story and you have a great message and an amazing voice delivering it. So how can we bridge that gap a little bit? The phrasing to me, I think, could be a little bit more articulate. So that's what I would look for. I'm trying to semi-blend it in this track, but yeah, absolutely, yeah, 100%. Yeah, just the last four measures here. The last four measures here is it. Like, if you could recomp that in and then copy that for your other hooks, because I think that already happens potentially. I'm not positive. Then that's it. Then like I think that would be like the only thing. You might even be able to keep all of your backgrounds. You know what I mean? Like I think you could probably keep all of your backgrounds, keep your layers, keep your harmonies, and restructure the lead on the B section. Comp that in, get a couple good takes, comp it in, crossfade it, push it right back into the same vocal chain, and you're done in like 15 minutes. You know what I mean? Like that to me would be preferential. But again, this all is based on your capacity and also your artistic vision for the song as well.
So right, you can waste all of my time. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Just missed your call. Wait up all night. So right, you can
I'm gonna hear this transition again real quick. And obviously, I know this is not the production; it's being recreated, so I'm gonna keep that in mind as well. I'm trying to think of how this transition could go to make it even a little bit more impactful. I think going back to the trap undertones, this like hip hop beat underneath, and that's not something that's non-typical in a lot of like pop country, like modern pop country nowadays. So I don't mind that it exists there. I think that's that's something that's pretty popular nowadays, especially if you hear a lot of like modern, pop country and stuff like that. I kind of want to hear, and again, you can take all this with a grain of salt. Feel free to ignore it. I kind of want to hear a little bit of a break there and bring it even like just down to like the acoustics and the, is it a banjo over on the right side, I think? And again, this is generated, so it'll be replaced. So whatever ends up being there, but like bring it down to just like acoustic and like the banjo for a second, and then boom, and then you bass slide into like the drums coming in, maybe like 2 measures later or something like that. So let me hear where that would be. But I almost, the transition from hook to trap beat to basically hook drums again, like the full production structure, it's almost like not dramatic enough. And I would love a little bit more dynamic range so that you feed that with a little bit more energy. So when you go, da, it matters that happens. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want it to be like the level's already here, the beat's already coming in, there's already a pretty strong structure, the bass, there's 808 already underneath it. And then when you hit that, it doesn't even necessarily transition the energy that much because you were already pretty hyped when that beat kind of came back in. That's what I'm imagining. Like, how can we make it just a little bit more impactful, a little bit more dramatic? Because I love that you do that dynamic shift. I think it's great.
never felt so right. You can waste all of my time. It's 2 o'clock in the morning.
So,
I got a long list of vices.
because I know it just goes back to those drums, right? It just goes back. This is verse 1. It just goes back to these trap drums again. But what if it just came back to? I'm gonna hear it. I'm gonna jump around here. It's gonna be a little chaotic, so bear with me.
Worrying It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Just missed your call.
So it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Just missed your call. Like, beautiful. So like, if you just went back all the way to this. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I just missed your call. And on the call, boom, and you get like drum, I mean, just like push pull hats on the left side, snare comes back in. That's kind of what I want to hear a little bit, is like just go back to just the acoustic, like basically this intro. And again, I'm just imagining this. You can do whatever you feel like doing, but like that's kind of what I imagine is this coming back in. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I just missed your call. And then drums come in like right there, and then boom, and then everything's right in right there. Some version of that. That might be too dramatic. It might be too much of a push and pull right there. But some version of that where it precisely. That's I can't do it at the same time as my voice, but that's exactly what I'm hearing. I want an 8.5-inch Ludwig Black Beauty snare that's on every Nashville record. I know, or a pork pie snare. It's on every Nashville record. I know it. Or a Pearl Custom Series 8.5-inch. I know them all. I want to right in the middle of that, right? Just like bring it down to 2 o'clock in the morning. Just missed your call, and boom, right there. I'm breaking stuff over here. It makes me so excited. It's so. I think we need that energy shift, and then it's acoustic right off the bat. Because what this is doing for me, from the first verse to the first verse to the second verse, is making this trap beat, like this hip hop beat, more of a focal point of the production. And I don't think it necessarily should be or needs to be. It pulls it more and more. I know you're hybridizing a little bit stylistically here, but I do think that it pulls it more towards pop because it's such a dynamic part of the song, as to making it like most of the time, like when I'll hear this in country, the way that I feel like it makes the most sense and still like respects the original genre while, you know, pursuing some creative hybridizing. I think where I like it the best is where you still get maybe like 808s and like a dark snare or like a dark kick with snaps and stuff like that, but it's not like a full-on trap structure right there. Because then what it does is it pulls you way too far the other direction, and then the acoustic drums feel kind of random. They feel kind of out of left field when that transition hits. So I'm almost kind of curious. I'm going to toss this out here too, and I'm also, I feel like I'm ranting a little bit, so I'm going to slow down a little bit. I don't want to, I know you're working with some producers right now. I really don't want to step on the toes of the producer as well. So I will throw out some ideas, and feel free to, if they are ideas that you like, take them on as your own and you can present them. But I don't want to be like, hey, one of the worst things that I've ever experienced as a producer is like people coming in with other input, and like an artist being like, hey, I sent this to all my producer buddies and they all have a bunch of different opinions on it. Like, that's a nightmare. So I don't want to put that pressure on you either. Diva, thank you for the follow. I don't want to like come up with a bunch of stuff and be like, hey, other producer, fix all these other things. That's a little awkward. But I'll tell you what I'm thinking, and you can take on these ideas as your own if it feels like it makes sense for what you're trying to go, or what you're trying to go for. So I want to step on toes.
I got a long list of vices. I know some.
I almost want to hear this verse. So we have an intro, and then we jump straight into beat, right? Like really, really dynamic beat, and then the beat comes in again on the second verse, right? I would almost love to hear this verse mellow first. I would love to hear this mellow first. So like right here, where it comes in. And like maybe even on the B section you bring in the beat, or on the B section you maybe even just do a kick and a snap instead of the full, like a kick and a snap. Like you still have some of the pop elements, you still have some of these like R&B elements in the background there too. But I do think it would be nice to strip for a moment here and just made a long list of my sins. You know what I mean? Like open it up right there a little bit, start to build out some of the energy a little bit more. Big hook feels massive. You bring it all the way back down to the intro format again, and then you build it up again. But the primary like driver of the song is those acoustic, those big, massive, present acoustic drums. That to me, as the foundation of the track, makes a lot of sense. And then filling in some of those lower, more stripped down moments with, kick and a snap, maybe a kick and a clap. Like if you want to build in some of those hip hop elements, definitely do. Like keep that hybrid in there because I do like that. But is there a way that we can kind of blend these a little bit better without feeling like here's a like rap verse and then a country verse and then a big hook? You know what I mean? Like it feels like a little distinct because the sound design goes completely one direction and then switches to a different direction. If you can blend the two a little bit more cohesively, I think you'll be in a fantastic spot. I know I'm ranting a lot on that, so I'm going to move on. Take that for what for what it is. But I think it would be nice to really focus on your vocal and really focus on what you're doing on those verses and not to have too many switches in sound design kind of pull you out of the emotion of that part of the song too. All right, let's get through the second verse here. And then no matter what, I need to hear a fat snare on the call on the second. No matter what, I need a juicy snare on the call right there. We gotta have it.
In the morning, just missed your
Come on, it's gotta be crazy. That's my only non-negotiable. Is that the right? Yeah, the only non-negotiable is I need a beefy snare on the call right there. Black Beauty all day. Yes. Great melody structure, fabulous, awesome. Come on. Do you know if you're getting live drums on this or sequence drums? You don't have to know. It's not a huge deal either way because there's some pretty good sequence drums. They just need like, I'm just telling you right now. Hold on. Breaking stuff. This is what they need. Fat snare. A fat snare. This is what we're looking for. A 8.5-inch beefy snare. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're looking for. This thing sounds, it's MIDI. Okay, MIDI, perfect. What they are looking for is fat. This is a big, beefy 8.5-inch snare. That's what they got to have on there. I broke out I was like, I got one. I got a big, juicy, fat snare right behind me. I got to break it out. It is such a good sounding. I love the way that snare sounds. That's an 8.5. So that's what we're looking for, right? What's up, McKay? Welcome back in. That's what we're looking for. 8.5 inch. So send that and they'll know. Now, there are plugins. The bigger the snare, the better. Precisely. Size matters when it comes to snares. A big, beefy, juicy snare is what we're looking for. We need 8.5 inches out of that thing, and that's it. Okay. Now, there are plugins that have 8.5-inch snares. You can find them. I've worked with another producer, and he has I don't know what it is, so this is pointless, but he has a plugin that has emulations of those, samples of those snares. Get a big juicy snare in there, and I think you will be absolutely ready to go. We're already in the later stages, McKay, today. So I'll be back on Monday. Try tapping into, I know Arctic Monkeys. Absolutely. Jason, thank you for the follow. So I only have a couple songs left today, but I do have you saved on my list. And then you get a great solo here, obviously live. So to me, there's a couple like non-negotiables. One, fat juicy snare. Got to have a fat juicy snare. I need to stop saying that. And then we gotta have a lead tracked solo for sure, right? Like there's some playroom with the drum sound design, right? There's some non-negotiables for me, right? And again, what I say doesn't actually matter. Do what you want to do creatively, of course. Like I know you know that, but we got to get a really, really clean solo. It has to be on a Strat or a Telecaster. There are no other options. through a Marshall, or I mean, I would even prefer probably like a Fender Reverb, or get you a Hot Rod DeVille. Or I've got a 410 Hot Rod DeVille tube Fender amp in here. It's gotta as long as it has the name Fender or Squire, we'll be all right. That's all we need out of the solo, and then this will be a good time. Your voice is doing all the work here. It's absolutely killing. You have an amazing voice. Your structure is fantastic. Let me close out the rest of the song here. But yeah, those are a couple of the bullet points here of just production structure, vocal phrasing on the B section of the chorus, and then kind of what to look for in the end here. But yeah, this is fantastic. It's really, really well done. I'm so excited to hear the full thing built out. It's gonna be fun. Good dynamic range here. I love it.
Deep down, I know I shouldn't be here on a Saturday night.
I mean, we need one more fat, juicy snare right there. And it should shake the room when it hits. That's all that's all I need out of this record. That's all. If there's one thing you take home, it's that snare. Right there. It's going to be beautiful. That snare is going to change your life. It's so good. Let me actually say this really quick. One quick note, because your voice is awesome, Fallon. It's so good. Last thing I'll say, and then I'm gonna move on. We got Andrew, we got Thea, we got Danielle right in here in the building as well. Last thing I'll say is one thing that might also be happening is some steps in timing between your vocal layers that are all kind of hitting in the same place, right? One thing that might help with some of the clarity of phrasing for your vocal is using something like Project 5 Vocal Line. That's a plugin that I use occasionally if I need to like line up some background vocals to make sure that they are stuck to the lead vocal but still in phase. It's a great plugin. If they have that plugin, awesome. If not, there's other ways to line it up. But you have very consistent vocal structure and great breath control as well. So a lot of your lines, they run into each other, right? They kind of go straight through. So if there's any like modulation in timing, like if there's any shifts in timing on the background vocals, since your vocal runs straight through, it's going to sound kind of noisy and muddy, and you're going to lose the articulation that we're talking about. And so one way that you could probably help this would be to perfectly line up backgrounds to lead to make sure that there's like no distinction in the way that they phrase. That way you don't hear like the S's hit at slightly different times and like the T hit at like a slightly different time, because that can affect how we sense the mud in the vocal right there. If that phrasing is super, super tight, then it will most likely sound less muddy, and we'll probably be able to distinguish that vocal with a little bit better clarity. Just tossing that out there. I think there's other plugins now that do it. Vocal Line, Project 5 Vocal Line is probably the most popular. It's what I've used for years and years and years. On the hook. So where I was talking about it sounding like a little bit muddy. Yeah, I know Blackpink, where it was sounding, the B section of the hook. Where I was saying it sounds like it could use some clarity. I would start by making sure that those vocal layers align perfectly, like as close as you can without, creating issues. That way your phrases like start and end at the exact same time. Because if they don't, since your vocal blends so well and your breath control is great, so you're kind of going straight through a lot of those lyrics. It'll help to make sure if there's things starting and stopping at different times, it'll make it sound noisier. It'll make it sound a little bit busier. So yeah, same place we were talking about earlier, background vocals with the lead vocal, where I was saying maybe you need to retrack and have like better, distinction on the vocal and stuff like that. It could also just help to make sure that they're super, super lined up. There's a plugin that I use that helps a lot. So you could try that out, or maybe kind of revisit it another way. Project Vocal Line is great. Project 5 Vocal Line is great. I can show you real quick and then we'll move on. I'll show you just what it looks like. So you can see. See if it'll pop up for me right now. Boom, here it is. All right, this is Vocal Line. So basically you capture the lead vocal and it'll put the lead vocal there, and then you capture your background vocals, and then you hit render and it'll print a perfectly lined up background vocal to the lead vocal. Same background vocal, it just matches transients, matches waveform, and lines them all up. And I've done this with stacks of like 30 vocals before, where I just take the lead melody that's doing what it's doing, and I just notch everything straight to it, and it lines it up beautifully. So your start and stop phrases, the phrasing of the words in between, it lines up all those transients, and it's just the same words in the background, and it just lines them up sharp. But the other great thing about it, though, is that I don't have anything printed, so I can't really see it right here. But it has other controls as well to have it looser, have it really tight, have it a little bit more natural, how much formant shifting happens, how much pitch modulation is there, how tight the timing is, stuff like that. So anyways, this plugin I think it's like $220. That's pretty expensive for a plugin, but I think it's, if you're someone who's producing a lot, working a lot on vocals, you're tracking a lot of your own vocals, you do a lot of layering in your music, it's kind of a must-have. I love it. It's really, really cool. You also show some love to Fallon. Fallon, love and appreciate you. You're amazing, incredibly, incredibly talented. Love your voice, love your writing. I'm so excited to hear how this production gets built out. It's going to be fantastic. It already sounds really good, even with the bass line that you have. So keep doing what you're doing. I mean, I remember hearing some of your first records, and your voice has always been good. But man, the structure has improved so much. The formatting has improved so much. So incredibly proud of the work that you've put in. It's amazing. So y'all, please show some love to Fallon Lee Music. Make sure that you are following Fallon. She's got music released as well. At least there was. Maybe it's been removed. Please go show some love to the music. Go stream it. Go add it to your playlist. Go follow her on these platforms. Absolutely, absolutely love what you do. So thank you so much for sending that song, and I appreciate that a lot. The first I've ever sent into. That's crazy. The OG. I appreciate you so much, Fallon. Thank you for dropping by again. I know it's been a minute, so I'm so glad to see that name pop up. Let's keep going through some music, y'all. We're gonna get into the last three songs today. So we are going to be closing it out today. Nymphia, thank you for hopping into the stream today as well. I appreciate you. Andrew, Thea, and Danielle, y'all are going to close this up today, and I'll save everybody else for Monday or the next time y'all are able to tap in. Okay, let me go to Andrew. We'll move at a good pace here. I say that, and it's just a lie because my brain doesn't work that way, but that's okay. We're okay with it. We have accepted it. Beautiful vibe change. Let's go. Beautiful vibe change. All right, let's, Danielle, there's yours. What am I looking for here? Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. Where's the track? I'm not seeing it. And then Bree Squared is the singer of Andrew's band. Let's go. Thank you for tapping in. Oh yeah, I saw you over on Red App, I think, a second ago. Dog Dag, thank you for hopping in. I appreciate you being here. I'm on drums and my wife is on vocals. Let's go. Okay. Why am I not seeing is this escaping me? Why am I not seeing? You've sent in 1,000 times. I know your stuff should be here, so maybe it's in spam. No? You did send in the email, right, Andrew? Is it under a different name, maybe, potentially? Line is closed. I appreciate y'all tapping in. Thank y'all for sending the music in the chat, too. The line is closed for today. We'll open it up back again on Monday. I'll be off again tomorrow, but I'll be back on Monday. Asaph, welcome in. Thanks for tapping in over on the Red App. I appreciate you. Yeah, why am I not seeing it? MSP, I've already been on for 4.5 hours, so the line is closed. I'm listening to the last 3 songs, and then just make sure y'all are following. We'll open up the lines again on Monday. We've listened to like 15 songs today, and I've been on for 4.5 hours. I'll be on for probably another hour, and then I'm going to be closing it out. So I appreciate y'all so much for tapping in, but I gotta rest my ears. I did this 5.5 hour live after working on stuff all day. So I've got to rest my ears a little bit so I can keep working tomorrow. On Monday, it'll usually be early afternoon. I would look out for about usually like probably 2 or 3 p.m. Central. I'll be on for probably about 3 or 4 hours. Bubsy, thank you for the heart me. It's good to see you, brother. I hope you're doing amazing. Double check for me really quick. Andrew, I'm looking all the way to yesterday's. Or did you send it a couple days ago? Andrew, is that why I'm mistaken? Did you send it a couple days ago? Or, yeah, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for tapping in. I really appreciate you being here. Hey, you as well, McKay. Sleep well. Okay. That's why I'm missing it. I was like, well, I've looked all the way. Here it is. Got you. This is our new song, Heal Her. We're a full band out of Indiana. I'm on drums and my wife is on vocals. I've listened to the track way too many times and can use an extra year. I feel that so much. Hey, you as well, Wubsy. I appreciate you tapping in, man. Good to see you. I think the vocals can come up, and that's all I got, really. Maybe some more reverb on vocals. Any notes will help. Have a great day. Let's get into it. Let me get it downloaded. This is Heal Her by Healer. It sounds like I'm doing like an ad lib or like a mad lib. It's Heal Her by Healer. I got you, man. I got you. Yeah, that's what we're here for. I know it was a crazy live today. It was pretty nuts today. But I really hope, in fact, McKay, I'll drop you another 5 too, so you can get a little bit of a boost. I think I already dropped you a 5 the last time too. I'll give you another 5. I don't care. We're not stingy. I'll drop you another 5, man. I appreciate it. So next time you come in, you'll have 20, man. I appreciate you. I know sometimes it takes a minute. It really just depends on the algorithm, depends on who happens to come in. You know, obviously I can't control that, but I'll try to help you out a little bit if I can. All right. So this is Heal Her by Healer. I'll try to get a little bit of a tongue twister. I'll try to get through that. Heal Her by Healer. Let's dive in. Hold on. Let me rerun it, because it'll reset over here. All right, let's get it. This is Bree? You're good, man. There's no pressure. I appreciate you. Let's go. Did y'all mix this? Or y'all working with an engineer? Okay. Ooh, I love the gang vocals. Nice. Bria, I like your voice. This is cool. It's gonna go to an engineer. Okay, nice. This hook has a little like Cove Reber vibe to it too, which is really cool. Those like high melodies. Reminds me of Cove a little bit. Yeah. It's a vibe, man. Let's go. Drums are killer too, Andrew. Great structure. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Beautiful, man. Y'all show some love. Show some love. Show some love. That is Healer. That's the name of the band. We got Andrew right here on the drums, and we have Bree right here in the chat as well, who's on those lead vocals. Amazing job to both of y'all. Really, 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 really talented, man. Love the sound of the band already. Let's quickly get into some details here. We'll chop through a couple things. We'll dive into the vocal structure here just a little bit as well, just because, like you just said, like the vocal does dive a little bit in the mix, and I know that you're still, this is still pre-mix a little bit, still kind of demo phase. So there's some things you can do to kind of prepare that for the mixing phase and stuff like that. But I would love to get a little bit more presence out of that vocal, and support from the lead itself. So I do think it would be worthwhile. We'll dive into this a little bit, and there might be some tucked into the background. I do think it would be worthwhile, specifically on the hook, to have a double of that vocal that matches melody exactly, if not more, beyond the gang vocals that come in as accents. Just because that lead vocal, it just can't compete. Right? Just in its register, it can't compete with all of this extra energy that comes in. You have double tracked rhythms, double tracked leads, you got drums all over the place, right? A heavy bass underneath it, maybe even some synthesis in the background. There's a lot going on. And so there's just not enough energy behind it. No matter what the vocal is, there's not enough energy behind it to compete with this, energetic of a mix. So it just needs something to help it out, right? Just another double of that vocal to add a little bit of texture, add a little bit of character, and add a little bit of support to that vocal in the middle of the mix. And if you need more, of course, you can always add more. But that alone, the mix itself, compression structure, pushing it forward in the mix a little bit more, allowing a little bit more of those mids to come forward on the vocal can help it kind of pop out of the middle of the mix, especially between like 600 and 1200 hertz. Give it a little bit of a pocket to sit forward as you get into the mixing phases. But, that's only going to do so much. At some level, you're just forcing the vocal over the top of the other production, as opposed to just giving it more to work with, right? So I do think some layers would be helpful on the hook for sure. Let's run it from the top. I love it though. This is great. I love the dissonance of those chromatic stops. Love this being dry, right? So that's why I want the contrast, because I love that this like filters out. You go to single track guitar, you push that vocal forward, and it's dry and it's singular. That's where I want, that's perfect. It's so classic to this genre. I love it. It shrinks the whole mix down, right? It makes everything feel like it's like, oh, it's all of a sudden it's right here in front of you. I absolutely love that feel. Lock that in, and then you can go much more broad and layered for the hook to make it really dynamic. Love the backgrounds. Especially here. So I would probably start leading in some double vocals on these lead-in lines to your hook, right? So like right in here, nice and dry. So like right there, I'll take a breath on that line right there. That's probably where I would start to give it some support. It's going to start separating the energy of the verse in your pre right there from the hook and the chorus, right? Like just, it'll be like, oh, we're moving somewhere, right? Like just that little pocket right there, it'll give you like, oh, we're moving to somewhere different, right? Just doubling on the, take a breath, that little pocket right there. You can open that up slightly, start doubling there, and that will lead into doubling to the rest of the vocal structure here. Now, how do you push the vocals to the front, making it sound fuller in the mix? I mean, there's a lot of different elements. It depends on the vocal and the structure of the mix. Obviously, in some level, you can make space for that vocal to sit, and it'll, by perception, make it feel fuller in the mix by carving space for it to sit in the middle. But layering the vocal, good control over your EQ. And then on the other side, compression is probably one of the simplest ways to control dynamic range and then push a vocal forward so it sits at the forefront. But yeah, that's, especially if it's a 2-track. If you're using a 2-track, then you need to create space, because you don't want to have a beat and then loud vocal over the top. It feels disconnected and it'll start feeling amateur. You want it to fit into the beat and feel like it's one structure. So mid-side processing is really powerful for that. But just, tasteful EQ curves to create a pocket where that vocal sits. All this down and could agree more. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Quick reminder as well, all these VODs are saved to YouTube. Red app, so sorry, TikTok. It is saved to the Red app. Whoops, slip. It's saved over there as well. That way y'all can go and reference it back again if you need to go through some other notes and stuff like that. So like right here,
take a breath.
Like just right in there, I take a breath. Like right in there, just a whisper track on the outside, a layer to that vocal right there. It's immediately a transitional vocal that pulls you into the hook right there. I think that'd be great. And then layer all of this right here with harmonies, with lead vocal structure, you know, fries in the background, stuff like that. Give this vocal some, it just needs to be able to compete, right? You got 17 other layers going on and a mono lead vocal dry in the middle. It just needs support. So give it a little bit of support in the hook. You'll be golden. There's some that just haven't been. I hear the gang vocals in the background. Da, 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 da. I hear it in the background right there. They're just not present, right? They still need to be mixed in, and they're also really, really wide, right? So like they're 100% to the outside. It could be helpful to have some things a little bit closer to the vocal, right? So like a double that's pretty close to it sits right next to it, 5% off band, and then back by a couple dB, little things like that, right? Just a couple other layers to give it some support, give it some punch, give it some life, and then you can keep some other layers all the way to the outside if you want to, but have a couple that are a little bit closer so the mix doesn't feel narrow and super hyper wide, but it feels full and it feels vibrant and kind of all the way across the board. Groups were done in the big room. I love that. Yeah, I mean that's the group vocals, gang vocals in the background. Those are some of my favorite aspects of this. It's really, really nicely done. Nymphia, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate that. Like all that. Da 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 da. Gorgeous. Chef's kiss. Love it. Keep that. Thank you, track. So in tandem to the support, right? In tandem to the support, then we can also have dynamic control. Like you said, this isn't mixed yet. That vocal might need another stage of compression so it doesn't fall in and out of the mix based on register. Maybe another 1 or 2 stages of compression to make sure that the dynamic range stays at the top with that vocal. So you're controlling when she gets really loud and also bringing up low end information and then pushing it forward by another 2-3 dB. The production itself is super vibrant. So you just need to find a couple ways to create space for that vocal and or punch it over the top end of the mix right there. Awesome. I mean, these are great melodies, great energy on the vocals, Bree. These are awesome. Really, really nicely done. Here, same thing. I take a breath. Like same thing right here. Double up again. Break it down, dry. Double up. I take a breath. And just go crazy right there. Double up, breath tracks, stuff like that. Fade them all in the background. Massive transition while the drums, build on the blast on the snare, and you just kick it into the next hook here. Bringing in a lot of new energy in there will make it feel less static. It'll feel like there's a little bit more life to the production. Appreciate you, retrack. These are great melodies as well. Fantastic melodies. Love it. Great doubles with the third harmony on the double right there is great as well. You're double tracking, obviously, the initial rhythm, but it turns into a third harmony on the outside. Beautiful. Love that as well. There's a lot to love about this. This is unmixed. I can't wait to hear this mixed. I also, I don't know what capacity there is for this. I would love to hear a Fry scream right there. It's just kind of begging for it on this train. Let me catch my breath. I would love to just like have, whether it's Bree or someone else, or like you layer a couple things in there, or you do a lead vocal with a whisper track next to it that gives it some of that energy. I like the break in the instrumentation there, but I would also love to even just I'm trying so hard to learn. I know it's such a different muscle. It's such a different muscle. I would love because I think that's like a one little texture right there. What you could do, Bree, is whisper. I don't know if you've done whisper tracks in here before or on any other song. But you can do whisper. So like whisper tracks are quite literally just kind of faking it. This is so popular in most like modern metal and progressive rock and stuff like that. Where you quite literally, you just do your sing, that's my breath, and you do your lead vocal, right? You do like that last line right there. And then you would double track like two different screams and you literally just go, ah, just like that. And you do a whisper track. Maybe on the other side, you do, and you'd pull that back in the mix and you layer it with your lead vocal. And it just, it sounds like someone is screaming just like 10 feet back, and you give it the same kind of energy and perception without having to have that, without having to actually have the fry. So there's things you could do. I worked on a progressive metal track for an artist a couple months ago where we were talking about the same detail where he didn't quite have the fry scream, or he had the fry scream, but his voice kept breaking. So he would do the and he'd get there and then he'd lose it and he'd fall out and then he'd be jumping back between mixed voice and a fry scream, and it just didn't sound the best. So I said, hey, let's just push the vocal first, like for your lead vocal down the middle. Let's strengthen that muscle first. I don't want you to hurt your voice. I don't want you to like lose your voice after every rehearsal and then not be able to sing, and it just messes you up. So I want you to strengthen that muscle first. Learn the muscle, learn the vocal cord compression, the diaphragmatic support that you need. Get that down, and let's start with whisper tracks. And so literally just fake it. And then you pull it back in the mix, throw a bunch of reverb on it. It sounds like someone screaming in the background. Little stuff like that. Dude, it's just like, it's a cheat code. Cause you just, yeah, let's go, dude. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm excited. But yeah, keep it in mind. Keep it in mind. You could toss some stuff on there right now. These are also those things that you could do like along with the gang vocals, along with some of the other vocal structure you have in the background. That could be another thing you do at the end of your verses too, like layer it with a vocal, but also layer it with just a catch my breath. And you're like halfway through a fry scream. All you need is like the note, for it to become a fry scream, but you're just starting with just like the fry and the breath, and it can boost it a little bit. Like, especially here where that vocal's a little dry as far as like just the processing, which is pre-mix, right? But especially like in moments like this where it's like kind of the highest energy breakdown and climax of the song right here. It's like the last little moment of the song. You don't want it to feel too clean, right? You want it to still feel kind of nasty. You still want it to feel like it's got some drive and some cut to it. You want it to slice a little bit. Those are good moments for you to layer that better, like layer that as a higher vocal, but like the layer that vocal with the better. Just in the background, it just gives you that little bit of edge, even if you don't do a fry scream. But then, yeah, definitely flex that muscle, because it's definitely a tool worth having in this genre, even if you don't flex it that often, even if it's momentary, it's just a thing that you toss in there. It's definitely a muscle worth diving into. Do you plan on adding a scream? Just haven't gotten back into the studio. Beautiful. I love that. I think I can affirm that. That's a great idea. This is great, y'all. All this sounds fantastic. Awesome. I love it. Y'all, show some love. Show some love. Yeah, the better right there in the background. Absolutely beautiful. Y'all, please show some love to Andrew and Bree right here in the chat. Appreciate what y'all do so much. Y'all are both very, very talented. Bree, you've got a great voice. Structure over the top, I think, is absolutely fabulous. I think your melodies are amazing. Those, da, 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 da. It reminds me of early, like, Cove Rebber with Seosin, like, title track, like, title album, like, early Seosin stuff. That reminds me of, like those early records from, if y'all know Seosin, like, it reminds me of that kind of vocal structure. Yeah, Anthony Green, but even before Anthony Green, Cove Rebber was the first two albums. Dude, like, it's so nostalgic for me. I love it so much. I love it so much. It makes me so happy to hear vocals like that with just that kind of energy and support in this mix. So yes, I love, man. Seosin, it's hard to go wrong with. I love Seosin. They were one of like my like punk awakenings back in the day, back when I dyed my hair black and straightened it. You know what I mean? They were my punk awakening, my emo awakening back in the day. Y'all show some love. July, welcome in. It's good to see you. I see you over on the Purple app. But please show some love. Just show some love to Bree. Show some love to Andrew. Y'all have an amazing rest of your evening too. Thank you so much for sending that in. Y'all are amazing. Yeah, I got you on the board. I got you with an extra 5 as well, McKay. You should be ready to go. All right, let's get into the next track. We have Thea up next. 2 more tracks, Thea and Danielle. Y'all are going to close us out. Shout out to Thea and Danielle for y'all's patience. I appreciate y'all so much. Let me get this track pulled up really quick. There's Danielle's and da 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 da. So catchy. All right, got you right here. Thea Cash music. Let's dive in. Yeah, I mean, gosh, I feel like I found all of those at the same time. Appreciate you so much. It's been chaos. Today. Hours and hours of chaos. McKay, thank you for the gold medal. I appreciate your generosity. Thank you for that. All right, let's get into it. It's been a wild ride today. Let's see. Okay, perfect. At the end, I released this song, my second song, a month ago. I'm 21. I apologize for the allergies too, y'all. It's brutal. I'm gonna go do my neti pot after this. I'm 21 and just started out my creative journey. Well, I'm so glad you're here. I composed the piano chorus, strings, and vocals. Neil James Cook, Dalen added bass guitar and guitar plucks. It would be great if you could direct me to some educational resources within your feedback. Okay, beautiful. Let's get into it. I'm excited. McKay, thank you so much for the gifts, man. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for the love. I appreciate that more than you know. Thank you for your generosity. All right, this is Thea Cash. This is God, Oh, I Miss You So Much. Or no, God, I'm just making up names. God, Oh, I Miss You So. All right, let's start it from the top. I'm excited to dive in. Yeah, shout out to McKay. Thea, shout out to you for your patience as well. I appreciate it. Let's go.
We went through so much, you can't deny it.
Okay, thank you for the gifts, man. Thank you. I appreciate you.
God, oh, I miss you so.
So you only have 2 songs out there? This is your second one? Just starting out your creative journey, right? That's amazing. Thank you so much for sending this in. I appreciate that. What's up, The Weekend? Welcome in. Really easy voice to listen to. Chico, welcome in. We're closed for today, but we'll be back on Monday. I appreciate you tapping in.
You hold my glass heart in the palm of your hand.
Good vocal control.
And
it's called God, Oh, I Miss You So by Thea Cash. Actually, she's right above you. Yep, I agree. They're Focal Clear MG. I think they're microfiber. Y'all show some love. I'm not sure. I'm not positive. I'd have to double check. I've had it for a while. Y'all show some love. Show some love. Thank you so much for sending this. This is only their second track ever. Second track ever. It just came out last month. That is Thea Cash. You can find the name. It's right above y'all. You can go to the profile right there. The song that you just heard is called God, Oh, I Miss You So. It is out on all platforms. So go stream it, go like it, go add it to your playlist, go follow on Spotify, all of that good stuff. Please go show some love to Thea Cash. Let's run it from the top. The fact that McKay, I'm seeing more and more gifts. McKay, thank you for the gifts. I appreciate you so much. You don't have to do that. You're incredibly, incredibly generous. I really, really appreciate you so much. Thank you for all of those gifts, man. Thank you for that. That means a lot to me, man. I do not take it for granted. Anytime y'all choose to spend your time here, your money here, your gifts, your submissions, sending out your music, I don't take that for granted. I really, truly appreciate y'all so much for hanging out in here, but also just for y'all's generosity as well. I really appreciate that. Okay, let's get back into this track. Let's dive in. Let's dive in. And just so y'all know, we are closed for today. Just make sure y'all are following. We'll be back live again on Monday, early afternoon. Let's dive in. This is God, I Miss You So by Thea Cash, and we'll get into some of the details of the production structure here. Bro didn't care about gift. Wait, I just talked about gifts. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Bro didn't care. Nice. I like you. Wait, maybe I'm confused. Maybe I'm confused. I was like, wait, I was saying I cared about the gift. I mentioned it like 4 times as I saw him send him in. I was trying to. I was trying to care about it. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. I was like, I thought I cared about it. All right, I tried to mention it every time. All right, let's run it from the top. Shout out to Thea. Thea, I appreciate you. It's vulnerable to send in an early record like this. So I really appreciate you doing that. I got you. Thea, do you ever listen to Aurora? I think that would be a good ethereal reference for your voice and even some like stylistic leanings. You've heard some of her songs. I would dig in with like some of her like production structure, some of her like formatting, and also kind of how she goes about her vocal structure and stuff like that. I think that would be a good direction to kind of lean in, because she still has a lot of very like kind of cinematic and interesting and quirky productions that are very interesting and very kind of like outside of the norm a little bit, but then still has a pretty grounded mix to it. And I think those are some of the things that I would that I'll look for would be really interesting. So we'll dive into a couple elements here, but I think that would be a good reference for you to kind of listen to how she produces and how she goes about building her song structure. And you can kind of learn some from that process as well.
Oh, how it hurts to be the one who cares more.
I'm actually going to start it over real quick.
Your absence leaves
ooh.
an ache in my heart.
Deep pull. I haven't heard that in a while.
Tearing me apart. Oh, how
Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you.
to be the one who cares more.
I want to listen for the progression changes here really quick, and then we'll break it down. I love that. I love that little lift right there. Beautiful, gorgeous. Those little breaks in your, that's what kind of reminds me of Aurora a little bit. Those little breaks in your vocal are awesome. They're really, really cool. I love those movements in the vocal right there. I think one of the biggest things that I want to do, there's of course confidence and polish in your vocal structure that you can learn over time as you just make more music. As you produce more and you get more into building your piano structures and layering vocals over the top of that. And then the production structure, that's where we can really support what you're doing with your vocal. But those little flips that those those little movements in your vocal are so well executed. And I feel like those are really endearing to listen to. Those are part of what like makes your vocal seem unique and special when people are listening to it. So keep those little details right there, those little flips. I think they really add character and texture to your vocal. So keep those elements in your music. I think that's really sets you apart because not everyone has those little trills in their vocal. I think that sounds awesome. The thing that I'm listening for. So this is in, I think it's D minor. Let me hear it really quick.
Went through so
I
much.
think it's D minor. Yeah, D minor. And your verses are just D minor, C major, A sharp major, and then D minor. That's the main structure there. Okay, so I'm listening kind of for the production structure here. One thing that I would recommend, Danielle mentioned this earlier, I would love, because I actually really like that. I will also, strangely enough, I'm going to toss this out there. I would love that with like a harpsichord. Pulling that out of nowhere. I would love a harpsichord. It sounds so random, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because I watched a video where someone was messing around with a harpsichord earlier. I would love like even like a layer of a really light harpsichord in the background right there. It'd be really interesting. Kind of like, I don't know, kind of fantasy. Like I think that's what I want to learn. Like right now, this structure, I like a lot of what you're doing. I think it's really interesting. And I almost want it to feel less dry as far as like the production structure goes, and like lean into kind of like the ethereal nature of your vocal and like really interesting sound design elements, and have like I was hearing a long legato horn line against it too. I could 100% hear that, especially over like the tonic or like over the D or the F. I think that would be beautiful as well. Yeah, you might have watched it, but actually, well, I just looked up one on YouTube, so it might not be the same video. It was like some random. I was like trying to find. I was actually looking at maybe wanting to get one because I thought it'd be interesting, and then I didn't realize they're huge. But anyways, that aside, I would love to hear more of those kind of ethereal, interesting elements, right? Of some interesting. You know what? We're here. Let's. I've got to have one on here. Let's see. Hold on one second. I'm going to see, just to kind of show you like what's possible, like what might be interesting. Do I have one here? Hold on. I know Expand does have, I have one in here. I just don't know which library I have it under. Expands is fine. I could probably just do Expand. Probably should just do Expand. But I swear I have. Actually, I think is it through 2 seconds, y'all? Sorry, I don't mean to cut into it here. I think it's actually through the synclavier. I think. Let me see. If not, no. Let me see. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but I hope it is at least helpful. I want to kind of show you what kind of textures can be like really helpful in building out some of your production structure. It can make things feel a little bit more interesting and a little bit more vibrant. I'll just do it on Expand. Expand's fine. It does the trick. So let's go here and we'll add a harpsichord. Harpsichord's fun. Let's see. Or like a dulcimer even. That'd be a little bit more, that'd be a little funky. So let's go. I love that. Nivea, that's awesome. That is a very, I don't know, I feel like I kind of pulled that out of nowhere. So I love that. I think I already like a lot of your melodies. Okay, here we go. Danny Banks, welcome in, Danny Banks. What's it under? Is it under? Do you know what it's under? Retrack. What's up, Danny? I'm saying retrack. That's what I keep thinking of. Oh no, I was trying to see what what this instrument was under so I could play it with your track to kind of show you what I'm talking about. That's what I'm under. I don't see it. If not, it's fine. It's fine. But now it's just gonna bother me. Do do do. It maybe that won't work. I wanted it. I don't know. I feel like it can be really helpful to hear some of these things in the background. It's fine. I'm not going to worry about it. I don't want to spend too much time on it. Let's get back into the track. But the idea is adding some of these elements that make the track feel like there's a little bit more nuance to it. There's a few more building blocks and characteristics to it. Not just piano and bass structure that can feel a little bit dry over a long period of time, especially if it's doing the same like progression and same format for a long period of time. So that's kind of what I'm listening for. And if I can figure that out later, fine. I don't want to spend too much time. I don't want to waste your time either. Okay, and now you've also been waiting a long time, so I want to keep that in mind as well. Love that. Love that.
We went through so much, you can't deny it. Tell me your plan. God, oh, I miss you so.
So here, about a minute in, right? About a minute in, you're going into
On the floor.
like your second verse right here. That's where my brain wants to get out of that mode just for a moment and switch energy for a second. Because I do like that it has that. Like, I would love to layer that. I would love to build that out a little bit more. I think it's an interesting format right there that gives it this really like primitive drive that I actually really, really like. I could see this doing well in a lot of different formats, different shows and stuff like that. I could see this doing really well. There's a ton of potential. So I love the early movements that you have, but my brain needs a break from that same boom, bum, boom, bum, boom, bum, boom, bum, boom, bum, boom, 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 boom. Like, it needs a little bit of a break from that, staccato movement in the background right there, so that it can have a chance to kind of recover and then come back into that. And again, it'll matter more. It'll be more impactful if there is a little bit of a break from that energy for at least just a moment, right? Since right now it's constantly in play. So anytime that something is constantly in play over the course of an entire record, it slowly starts to lose its sonic value because your ears adapt to it, right? Like, just if the whole song was a crazy guitar solo, the fact that it's a guitar solo after like 45 seconds would lose its value a little bit, right? It started out really, really cool, and they're like, well, now this is the whole thing. So I like this early introduction, but in order to make sure that it stays impactful over the course of the song, we need some breaks from it where we can kind of come back into play as well. I do like that it's there. It's a really interesting format, but I want to make sure that it matters every time that you do it so that we can, give a little bit of relief to the ear and then back into play again. Let me back this up just for a moment. We'll go into the second verse.
Your plan. God, oh, I miss you so.
So like maybe on the interludes at least. So maybe F, and then maybe just for a moment on the interludes where you have the pizzicato come in, you could have more of a little poppy strings, and then you come back into it. Just even the shift in energy for a moment. However you do that, obviously, is completely up to you, creatively, stylistically, what you want to do. But it could be beneficial for a moment to shift to a with some little poppies, pizzicato strings in the background, and then you go back into the verse again, and you go right back into and you bringing that energy back. It means more when you do it again if there's been a little bit of reprieve from it. There's been a little bit of like restraint, and then you kind of go back into those same chords again. Something like that. Obviously, how you do that's completely up to you. But I do think it would help the song feel like it ebbs and flows a little bit, that it has a little bit more dynamic if you kind of move around just a little bit, as opposed to it being that same rhythm structure the whole time. Welcome from Finland. I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for joining. I do like those strings a lot too.
Barefoot on the floor,
Exactly, precisely.
find the truth. You didn't explain. You just were.
I would also love, now that we're in a second verse here, right? So we've had our first verse, fairly minimal, maybe some small changes to the chorus that you go into. We go back into a verse here. When you start getting into what I would call the B section of your verse, right? You go into kind of the second section right here. I would love to add just like a third note harmony over that melody right there. It can be really subtle, it can be really dry with your vocal, but this is where I would love to have, again, small little additions to the song that keep people's interest. Sonically, it feels really interesting. It feels really dynamic. I'm going to back it up here just a little bit.
You just were. Oh, tell me
see here.
your plan. God, oh, I miss you so. In the
Wait, I missed it. Here.
barefoot on the floor, trying to find the truth. You didn't explain.
So like right there. You didn't explain. Da, 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 da. Like just like a little bit of a pop of harmony right there.
Didn't explain. Trying to find the truth.
Right here. You didn't explain. You didn't explain. It could go dry again for a second. Those little pops, right? So I think that's what I would love to hear it of. Like you were talking about, like diving into like the production structure and stuff like that, and the composition, and just like kind of directing like just some ideas. What I want more than anything is to kind of get your own wheels spinning, as opposed to like, you should do this. This is how this has to happen. You should definitely mix this way. I just want to get like your own creative wheels spinning of how you can approach your music, and how you can dig into some of these things on your own, right? Not necessarily you have to do this or this would be good or bad, but what would be beneficial for you? How would you approach building out this structure yourself, right? So for me, little pops of harmony here and there, change the progression down to just held legato chords. Right. And then go back into it, like those shifts in energy between like legato and staccato, adding little pops of harmony here, and then take them away. Like they don't have to be there the whole time. You bring in just a little pop right there, third note harmony over the vocal for like 2 lines, remove it for the next 30 seconds. And then when it happens again, it means a lot more, right? Those little like ebbs and flows to your like production structure, to your vocal processing, those to me make the song much more engaging to listen to, just because there's more information changes that happen. It's not the same chords. It's not the same melodic structure. There's little changes that happen that just kind of grab your attention and wake up your ears for another moment, right? I think if you have a little bit more of that in this record, it'll most likely get a little bit more traction and a little bit more movement. How to make my voice sound more defined? Is it through, what do you mean by defined? Yeah, I know it's there. You can. Yeah, you can. I mean, it's up to you. So like right now you got 54 monthly listeners. For someone who has 2 songs out, that's not nothing at all. You should be really proud of that. That's 54 people listening to your songs every month. That's great. You can, through your distribution, usually do a file replacement. If this is distributed, through any one of the major distributors, they usually have file replacement, so you can update the file. I know DistroKid does, and I think a couple others do now. So you could try something like that, and or let the song live in the space that it does as your second record, and take it into your next song. Both are valid. Like I'm a fan of both. Right? I'm a fan of like, hey, you have the song out. It's a good song. Update it and make it everything that you want it to be. I also know that you're going to continue to grow. Like a month from now, 3 months from now, a year from now, you're still going to look back at whatever you updated it to and be like, oh, I do that every day. Every time I finish a mix, I hear it a week later. I'm like, oh, I could have done this better. Like that is the curse of the creative, where you are constantly evolving, in increasing in skill, but also changing in taste. And it can be really difficult to look back sometimes, and always feel like you could be upgrading things. So I'm a fan of you replacing the file if you want to. I think that's completely valid. At the same time, I'm also a fan of just moving on to the next record and taking the tools that you're learning from record to record to record and improving on your skill over time. I think both are completely valid. All right, let me skip forward here a little bit. We got one more song after this. One more song after this, y'all. Danielle's going to close us out. I really, really love that vocal. I really, really love that vocal. What's up, Senko? Welcome in, man.
Went through so much.
Yeah, it's been a long ass life today, man. Too long. My ears are ringing. But I'm gonna take tomorrow off. I'm gonna maybe work on some other projects earlier, but I'm gonna pretty much take tomorrow off. So I'm going pretty hard today. It's been probably a 14-hour workday, but hopefully tomorrow I can take a little bit of time off.
Tell me your plan. God, oh, I miss you so. God, oh, I miss you so.
This is also a live tracked piano too, right? I mean, it seems like it. Like you're actually like recording and tracking live piano. I love that. I love that. There's so much about this that I feel like is like really endearing, and it's really great to listen to. So a lot of I say correction so loosely, but a lot of the things that I want out of this is just to make sure you don't lose people. You know what I mean? So like, I think that's kind of what I'm talking about. And when I'm talking about these changes, it's not because they're like good or bad or right or wrong. It's because you have a lot of like really endearing qualities to your music between like your vocal, which I think a lot of people are going to love, especially as you continue to build confidence in the way that you structure things, the way that you perform, with emotion. Like, I think people are really going to like what you're doing. And even in your production structure, it's simple. It's kind of ethereal. I could see you working in some stuff, like I said, like harpsichord and some other strings, and this could be in like fantasy shows and stuff like that. It's got some really interesting qualities to it. So my goal is that if we can like remove any distractions or add in anything that would help maintain people's attention and maintain their engagement with the song, so that all the great things you're doing don't go to waste because people leave, right? Those are the things that I'm talking about, because I feel like you have a lot of great things going for you. You do have a good voice, like good vocal control, that will only be improved over time as you continue to execute at scale, build strength in that muscle. I think you're in a really, really good spot, because what I like is that you're not overdoing it. Like, I feel like I prefer this more stripped down, unprocessed version. 100%, Dean. It's exactly what I'm saying. 100%. Where like I prefer that this is not like super auto-tuned with like a digital VST piano that's like quantized to the grid. You know what I mean? Like, I like that this feels dynamic and interesting. So now what can we add or take away to maintain people's attention, even in that process? I think this is really, really beautiful though. So y'all please show some love. This is only the second song too. It's only the second song. So y'all please show some love to Thea Cash. I like this. I genuinely do. I like this a lot. I think it has a ton of potential, But for those of you who did get to hear that song is called God, Oh, I Miss You So by Thea Cash. It is out on all platforms. So please go stream it. Go show it some love. Go show it some support. Make sure that you follow over there. You add it to your playlist, all that fun stuff. Show some love to Thea. Thea, thank you so much for your patience. I'm so excited to hear how you grow as an artist. As I hear more of just like your songwriting, your perspective and stuff like that, I'm very, very excited about that. So thank you so much for sending in the song. I genuinely appreciate that so much. All right. Let's see. Sorry, double checking a couple things here. All right, we're going to close it up, y'all. We're closed up. We're closed up. We're going to close it with the family, Danielle, right here in the chat. All right. Let me get this downloaded. Excuse me. Thanks for hanging in there today, y'all, through the ebbs and flows of Wi-Fi issues and restarting the stream. We did about 5.5 hours today. It has been a trip. I'm losing my voice. My allergies are beating me up, but we have made it. We have made it to a climactic ending with Danielle. The song is called Hollow. You know the deal. Putting together a record. I would love your production input on the opening track, Hollow. Took some risks on it, and I'm excited to hear your feedback. Let's get it. Nifia, thank you. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your input. Thank you so much for joining the stream today. I love it, man. It's been an amazing stream. All right. Let's close it up. This is Hollow by Danielle right here in the chat. This is a family. You're about to hear something incredible. I don't care. Early demos from Danielle are finished records for anyone else. So y'all are going to hear an early demo that's, that's better than all of our music. Okay, let's get into it.
Don't stay, don't wait, don't say forever. Cold hearts can't change, they don't know better. You deserve to come first name on my lips. I'm haunted, can't promise any more than this. 'Cause I'm hollow, hollow, I got no love to borrow. Hollow, hollow, I got no love.
Ooh. Oh, I like that swing. I like that swing.
Be lonely for worse or better. Come kiss me slowly, one last surrender.
I love that.
You deserve to come first name on my lips. I'm haunted, can't promise any more than this. 'Cause I'm hollow, hollow, I got no love to borrow. Hollow, hollow, I got no love. Hollow, hollow, I got no love to borrow. Hollow, hollow, I got no
Dynamic range is crazy. Crazy. Man, y'all give it up one time. That's Danielle right here in the chat. Crazy. Let's run. I mean, this is gorgeous. Let's run it back from the top. Let's dig into a couple things here. We're going to talk production structure. Early demo from Danielle. So incredibly well done. I love this. This is a great intro to, I think, did you say this is the intro track to an album, right? Or an intro track to, let me go back to the email here. Yeah, opening track. So an album, EP, short length, long length, let me know. It's an intro track. So I love this as an intro specifically because it has this like hyper dramatic dynamic range. And then it kind of like leaves you off the end of a cliff at the end right here. And then the record begins. First song of the album. I love it. As an album opener, chef's kiss. Beautiful. Love it. Structurally, specifically, it gives you everything that you want out of this structure here. It's so incredibly well done. Let's run it from the top. And let's get into it. Tony did do this. I love y'all. Yeah, I love his work. Big fan.
Don't stay.
Oh, why does Hold on. Why does Dropbox do this sometimes? Usually works pretty well. Personal preference. I want another 2 measures of that. I would love to hear the ooh, ooh. I want to hear that one more time through. I like that it cuts in. You could literally just copy it over, but like since it's an intro, you have a little bit of leeway to structure, and I feel like as soon as I hear that, I'm locked in. Like as soon as this happens, I know that's so funny. Like imagine like I know it's just I guess I don't necessarily care what people do, but it's kind of funny to be like I have Spotify, but play Drake on live stream. I know this is funny. I don't know why. I'm not sure what the reasoning behind that is. Sorry, Dropbox is a little glitchy right now. And then again. Yeah, right. I'm like, you can't just listen to it. I don't know. I guess it's probably to tell other people their taste. Like when you like something, you want other people to like it too. So there's a little like tribalism there of like, I want to feel connected to other people by them in the chat saying that they also like the song that I like. It's probably in that realm psychologically of wanting to connect with people around the thing that you like artistically. But it's just not what we do. So if y'all are in here requesting other artists, it's not going to get heard. We are listening to incredible, boutique signed, undiscovered, independent, underground artist. All right, I would love, my brain wants to hear, my brain wants to hear a double here. But Jesus, sorry. I don't know why Danielle, who's one of the most phenomenal artists that's ever come through this live stream, always gets the ending song where my brain has completely left my skull. So I don't know why. I'm so sorry. You got a partner. I would love to hear double in the first one. You'll be fine. I don't know what's wrong with me. Okay, do this twice. No, it's chaos. In my brain, it's not fine.
Don't wait. Don't
Love these intro vocals.
Cold hearts can't change. They don't know better.
That's true.
You deserve to come first. First name on my lips.
Come on.
Haunted, can't promise any more than they don't know
Back it
better.
up.
You deserve to come first. First name on my lips. I'm haunted, can't promise any more than this.
The only thing I would watch here is the syncopation of the vocal versus the production, because the vocal is and again, you might probably maybe you might. And you can let me know if the case. I'm sure you'll probably retrack some vocals. This is like a scratch over early production. If not, just watch the syncopation of the vocal rushed versus the production structure, which inherently has a little bit of swing and a little bit of like slower attack. When the triplets come in, that has a slower attack and a little bit of a swing to it as well. So it's north of the pocket a little bit. I think the vocal comes in a little early, so it's making that feel even longer. So if you are going to be doing any retracking, just watch the syncopation. If anything, err on the side of slow, like err on the side of like mood and a little bit more swing, and or pull some of this back on the playlist just a little bit.
You deserve.
Oh, come on. It's the best mic in the world. And retracking 251. This is the most beautiful sounding mic on planet Earth.
You deserve.
I mean, I know you typically track on an 87, which is, it's fine. It's great. 251 is something else. Something else.
To come first name on my lips.
Obsessed with that little portamento bend on the right side. It's so crazy. I mean, it's like you don't realize how mixed that vocal sounds compared to what everyone else tracks with. It is you can, if you take a Telefunken 251 and you kiss it with a CL1B and push the gain by a notch on a 73 or a 1081, the vocal's mixed. You're done. You're done. Drop it in there and release it tomorrow. It is already mixed. Layer it, position it, and you're ready to go. That there's a couple mics like that, like vintage 47s. I worked with an artist that used a vintage 47. Vintage 47s, $35,000 microphone. Those are like that. Vintage C12s, like the original AKG C12s, are like that. In my opinion, a little bit brighter, but those are pretty close to that. Vintage 47s, 251s. Depending on the vocal, maybe a C800. If it's like a pop vocal, those are pretty bright, pretty slicey. It is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I'm taking promise any more than this.
3 out of 10 rage bait. 3 out of 10 rage bait.
'Cause I'm
Yeah, it's not for everyone. That's why I was like a little loose on mentioning this 800, because it's like, it's hit or miss. It's perfect for the right vocal. I think it's better. I feel like that vocal is better for like really punchy transient vocal, like, rap vocals, R&B vocals. It does a really good job of brightening those up and slicing them through a mix. But it 251, vintage 47, original C12. It's original 67s. It's so hard to beat, like those 4. Those are like my desert island. They're like those 4 mics right there. I would love. This mic's great. I like it. It's fine. This is something else. Something else. All right, focus. What are we doing? I'm just like, I'm enjoying the song in the background while I rant about mics.
I'm taking promise any more than this. 'Cause I'm hollow.
Love the dynamic range.
I got no love to borrow. Hollow. I got no love.
Welcome in. Thanks for joining.
You're lonely, be lonely for
That little da 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 da. That little slide on the right side right there. Da 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 da. Come on. That little da 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 da. It tickles my ears in a very like the ear candy. The ear candy right there is so sharp.
be lonely for
Oh, I love that so much.
better.
I love that so much.
Come kiss me slowly, one last surrender. You deserve to come first name on my lips. I won't take promise any more than this. 'Cause I'm hollow.
You know what I almost want to hear? How would I'm going 2 different directions here. I almost want to hear. I'm back it up.
'Cause I'm hollow. I got no love to borrow.
This moves in the direction of more cinematic, right? Like this school 615 YouTube last school last first moment rock mom. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I'm going kind of 2 different directions. This moves a little bit more cinematic, right? So this has this alternative pop vibe. That is a bit of a change for you, but has this alternative kind of dark pop vibe that I really, really like. I like it a lot. It works very well. Tony does this so well. Kind of going 2 different directions. It edges a little bit more cinematic here, where a lot of this has a very alternative feel. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on there. That has a very alternative feel. Digital sample chops, portamento string bends in the background. Love this production structure. And then it moved. I know. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, I don't know what y'all are talking about. I was like, well, it's the wrong life for you then. Anyways, back to this little portion over here. And then it moves into cellos. I like that dynamic shift right there. I'm almost wondering if you could do like a vocoder, like Enya style, like vocoder underneath your vocal structure there. Yes, 100%, 100%. I feel that. When you do this, hello, hello, hollow. Da, 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 da. I think what you would probably want slash need to do is probably replace strings with something else to fill in gaps there because the strings blend a lot.
'Cause I'm hollow, hollow. I got no love to borrow. Hollow.
Like maybe on the A section, and then you blend it with the strings coming in on the B. So da, 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 da. When that string run comes in on the high cello on the left side, or violin on the left side, da, 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 it moves up there. That's where you can maybe swell in the strings. But I like the idea of like this being huge, right? Tons of energy. One, two, three. Boo, hello. Like just vocoder over your vocal, blending in beautifully, like wide with chorus and a little bit of like room reverb. Really like, so your vocal feels very like dry and forward, but with this like stack of like seventh chords underneath, right? Like the whole structure and it feels like really interesting, really dynamic, but the chords still, I think part of what the strings do beautifully well is that they add a lot of texture and a lot of different notes in there that aren't typically within your vocal structure. I think you can still do some of that. I think you can still do some of that in the background with the harmony structure with a vocoder. It would be interesting to try. You could just like throw it on a plugin, have them run some MIDI underneath it, and just use MIDI to control the vocoder and see if it doesn't give it like a really interesting edge. I feel like would be really moody, be really dark, and then you can swell in da 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 da, build in some of the structure of the strings around that. That could be really interesting. Yo, Jackrabbit, review my song Stop Yapping. No, Sadreeks, music. I will never listen to your song because of that really rude comment, and you hurt my feelings. At the end of the live stream, you called me a jackass, told me to stop and review your song, which I will never do. so sorry. That is the wrong way to go about asking for your song to be reviewed. All right. Shout out to the vibes on the Purple app, dude.
Hollow, I got no love to borrow. Hollow.
I mean, that still doesn't, just because you were in the last stream. Yeah, Purple app. Just because you were in the last stream doesn't mean that that's not how you're gonna get heard. that's not gonna make it happen. Is there a full moon? What is happening? It's been a day, Daniel. I don't know, man. It's been a I was in the last stream, you banned me from chatting. Well, I wonder why. If you were in the last stream and I banned you from chatting in the last stream, I'm shocked as to why. If that's the way you go about talking. Yo, jackass, review my song, Stop Yapping. Please play the full Benson Bootleg. I'm done, yo. I'm out of here. I'm not. I gotta finish this. That's I wonder why. Shocker. A shocker. I wonder why. Let's collab on my OnlyFans. Now that's a deal I might take. Times are tough. All right, let's back it up here. And then okay, so here's what I like. Sorry, I'm reading 3 different tracks from 3 different platforms right now. OnlyFans might be the way to go. All right, let's get into this last little part of the structure here. What I like about some version of going really, really intimate with your vocal structure previous to that, as opposed to here, right? Because this is still. There's still there's still a pretty decent amount of energy there, right? Like as far as like the register that you're singing in, the projection behind your vocal, of course, and then the strings in the background. The dynamic range doesn't drop a ton, which is perfectly fine. It sounds great. Like it sounds really cool. It doesn't drop a ton, but then it goes crazy here in a second. So I kind of would love for that energy to shift more. I mean, you know me. We've worked on stuff like this enough in the past to know, like, I like the drama. I want it to feel weird and interesting and dramatic. And I want to keep people on the edge of their seat while it still feels, fairly grounded. So I feel like if you do some sort of, even if you don't do a vocoder, it's an idea worth trying maybe. Even if you don't do a vocoder and you bring it down to, stripped piano again or some other version of you pulling in the energy really, really tight, then I feel like you can really boost the energy after that. And it feels incredibly dynamic and incredibly powerful because the curve is just dramatic. Yeah, I swear, I swear I get more people asking about submitting once I say closed. I don't know how that works or why it works that way, but it is the way that it has gone today. I can make it bigger. I can say closed bigger, but I doubt it'll say anything. Maybe just lead in BGVs. Yeah, yeah. Because you could almost do.
Don't stay, don't wait.
Well, I mean, what if you did? Let me hear something real quick. I'm gonna jump around. Yeah, yeah, right. I mean, yeah, it hasn't been an issue today, but it's crazy. What do you think? What do you think about? What do you think about a little bit of a teaser of this intro? So, if you did, hello, hello, I guess I'd love to borrow. I'm making up lyrics. Like, what if you brought it back to that? That's a middle ground between BGV and basically a chordal structure for the vocals, like a low harmony right there. I also, here's me jumping around and contradicting myself. I also like that you bookend this production with those vocals. I think that's tasteful. I like that. But you could also, because the strings are doing it. The strings are doing. The strings are just doing the exact harmony there. You could literally just replace it with and just spread it out. And then those ooh would just turn into the strings that kind of swell outside of that point. That might, I'm probably thinking that makes more sense. Yeah, retrack has probably muted and blocked like 12 people today. It's crazy, which is not typical. Most people are just like, they come in and they're vibing. But I think anytime like what we're realizing retrack too is it's very different when it gets to 30, 35 people, which it did today. So like that's just a different dynamic of the amount of people coming in. Like today, there's probably 6,000, 7,000 people that came through the live stream. That amount of volume is just very different compared to 400, 600 on a low day or something like that. No, yeah, we gave plenty of warnings, and there's thousands of people that came in today. So it's just a different, it's obviously a good thing, but it's hard when you're the only mod in here. Like all of our other mods ghosted, right? We had like 8 people that were all like here every day in the modding, and then like none of them are here anymore. So that makes it tough. That makes it challenging. Okay. So this last little pocket, it could be nice. Hey, I can make you a mod right now. It's open season. There's not a whole lot of retrack is the man. I already gave retrack a free submission too. So you got something at least waiting for you next time you make something. Hey, if you feel like modding when you're here, you definitely can, Danielle. Y'all are already really helpful when y'all are in here, but it gets crazy when it gets crazy in here. It gets wild. Okay, so I got you. Y'all are the best. I'll take at this point. I'll take any help I can get. Boom, boom. All right, swipe out, swipe back in. You're golden. You're ready to go. Already modded. Yeah, y'all have been so helpful today, especially when it got crazy. There was probably like an hour, 2 hours where there was like 25 to 35 people, and that obviously that gets. When it's an engaged 25 to 35 people, then that gets crazy. Okay. Let's get into this section real quick. We got to close it out. Okay. So let's get this rolling. Perfect. Boom, modded, ready to go. All right, so I think that a harmony structure could be a middle ground between between a vocoder and BGV layers right there. So something to kind of think about, and then swelling right here like crazy. That introduction of the strings is ridiculous, and I love it so much. He's a genius. He's a mad genius. I love it. Maybe another 2 counts here. Yeah, no, he's ridiculous. It's like, it's obnoxious. It's so good. This last little section here is just ridiculous. My brain kind of wants I want a little more resolve from your vocal before that comes back into play, just because it's so it literally pulls you to the edge of your seat. Like it's such a great last little dynamic, just like little like kiss at the end of the song that is so beautiful. I think another 2 counts, let the reverb resolve whenever that comes into play, right? That can be automated as well. Let that note just kind of ring and resolve. Give it another 1 to 2 counts, or probably 2 counts, honestly, about another 2 counts, and then let those come back in and just super tastefully. And also, I'm going to go back to the intro for 2 seconds. 2 seconds here. Hold on. So that's a different intro melody there, right? Yeah.
Don't stay.
Yeah. Dun, 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 on the secondary melody right there. I like that. Same thing. I'd probably go another 2. Depending on how, obviously, this depends on track 2. This depends on transitional elements and stuff like that, how y'all want to work this out. I do think y'all are on a spree out here. My whole feed is just muted. We're all just done. My whole feed is just retrack muted, Libby muted, retrack muted. Oh my God. We've all just had it. Can I? No. Absolutely fucking not. I don't mean to be rude. I'm trying to be, we're just so tired. It's been a 5-hour stream, y'all. It's 5.5 hours. We're all just done. And when I'm done, I just keep ranting and saying nonsense for like 40 minutes too long. But okay, back to what we're trying to accomplish here and making beautiful, creative music. At the end here, depending on, yeah, because they're just going to keep doing that. The turnover is very low with those people. Okay, so based on this last section, this depends on how you transition, depends on the next song. If you're going to just have this as the section right here and then dry, what I would probably do is repeat it another time. So have this go twice. One more time. And then like be fading out while that's going. That to me feels like it pulls you in a little bit more than just dry after the 2, and or that also depends on how you want to like go directly into the track that follows it. But kind of like the intro here, I wish there was like a little bit more of an intro and a little bit resolve. You can even do it with reverb once and dry the second time. Yeah, it could be nice to, let me hear these. Yeah, it could be nice to transition. Like I think that's what I'm hearing is I want a little bit more of a doorstep into this next moment we're gonna get into with the next song, as opposed to it feeling so abrupt where it's like with a bunch of reverb and then really, really tight, which I like that aspect of it, but really, really tight and really, really dry right there. And then not only does it go from exaggerated dynamic range to like dry and really, really tight right there, it then also ends abruptly. So you have like 2 or 3 abrupt things happening in a domino effect right there, as opposed to with a bunch of reverb. And then you have a little bit of reverb on one, and then you go dry on another one, and you repeat it one more time. And the whole song still stair steps, but it's a little bit less abrasive, maybe like a little bit smoother as you kind of move down the dynamic ranges there. Something like that, I think would be really interesting. This is a beautiful song structure. I love everything about this production structure. I think it's incredibly, incredibly dynamic. You already know what your voice does. Your voice is fantastic. But I just think the movement of the production too, Tony just nailed it. Daniel got in on the fun. All of a sudden, I just see everyone's name in here. It's like, it's open season. It's open season. We don't want nobody in the chat. Everyone's like, why is there only 2 people chatting in here? Why are only mods chatting in here? It's because 48 people have been muted. Anyways, I absolutely love this structure. I think Tony nailed it. I think the production structure of this is absolutely gorgeous. The dynamics are ridiculous. So for me, it's just like, how can we make sure that there's enough energy in each pocket of this song that you can live there, whether it's the dynamics in the middle where the strings are there, where it's like a little bit higher dynamic where it could be a little bit tighter. Same with the outro, same with the intro, and like little moments in between there. There's some things y'all can play around with a little bit, but I absolutely love what I'm hearing. I think it's so good. So good, so good. Y'all get up for Danielle. Y'all know that's the family right there, so please show some love and support. She's got music out. You need to go stream. She's got music coming constantly, so go show some love and support. Absolutely beautifully done. I can't wait. I mean, this is early demo. Can't wait to hear the next phases with the 251. Someday, I'm manifesting. Someday I will have a 251. I'm manifesting it. I just need my bills paid plus $15,000, and then I will make that happen. And I don't even say that sarcastically. That is absolutely going to happen. It's not even a doubt. I will have a 251. It's my favorite mic in the world. Best sounding mic in the world. Y'all show some love. I love y'all. Y'all are amazing. You're beautiful people, and I appreciate y'all so much. Thank y'all for your patience today. Thank you for this. The whole live today has been absolutely amazing. Y'all have been fantastic. So, thank y'all so much for joining. Thank y'all for hanging out with us today. I will be off tomorrow. Will not be streaming tomorrow. I will be live again on Monday. So please make sure that you follow. Make sure that you are tapped in. We'll make sure that y'all are good to go. Quick spiel before we hop off. For those of you who don't know, my name is Torvik. I am a full-time audio engineer, producer, and session musician. That is what I do for a living. It's what I've done for the last 14 plus years. I'm also a classically trained pianist, so the whole structure of what we do here is pointed in that direction, but it's also what I do for a living. So if you are ever interested in those services, whether you need session work, live drums, I've got a whole bunch of analog and hardware synths in here. That's probably the primary thing that I love tracking. So if you ever need synths in your tracks, you ever need electric, acoustic, or bass guitars, you need a mixing and mastering engineer, you need a producer, a full package producer, then let me know. Shoot me a message on any platform. I'll do my best to get back to you at a reasonable time. Where am I in the world? I'm in San Antonio, Texas for now. Soon to be the mountains and the rest of the world. But yeah, San Antonio for now, probably for the next, maybe next year and a half or so, maybe. And then who knows where life takes us from there. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Hopefully we'll see y'all very, very soon. Peace. I'm out. Peace.